Hands up, don't shoot! Hands up!
It's a time of racial reckoning and awakening in America. Protests against racial inequality and police brutality, prompted in part by the murder of George Floyd. Every institution and part of American society is now being scrutinized to try and root out injustice and unequal treatment.
It was startling, to say the least.
But it took the NCC News Spotlight team to uncover a disturbing pattern about State University of New York schools that went unnoticed until we showed them.
I had not seen them, and my jaw dropped.
All schools that told us they value diversity.
What I usually say is, walk the walk and talk the talk.
The NCC Spotlight team fought for months to find the data between the acceptance rates of white students and black students at every SUNY school just like this one, for 2018 to 2019, the most recent data available. That data was hidden on the New York State Department of Education website. The numbers tell the story. Every single State University of New York school had vast differences between the percent of black and white students accepted at each school.
We find that a lot of institutions that are overwhelmingly white or disproportionately white, it isn't because minority students aren't applying there.
It comes down to who they're accepting. Like at Binghamton, where the black student acceptance rate was 15%. It was 48% for white students. And at Buffalo State, which had a gap slightly larger than Binghamton. But some schools are worse than others. Take SUNY Cortland. It seemed as if different student groups had almost different chances of being admitted.
There is no quota of any kind for, we need 60% white students, or the application process is done colorblind. We don't ask for a student's race.
But the numbers raise serious questions about just how colorblind the process is. SUNY Cortland accepted 54% of its white applicants for the 2018-2019 school year. They only accepted 24% of black students. Think of it this way. More than 1 in 2 white applicants to SUNY Cortland got admitted, and less than 1 in 4 black applicants did. SUNY Cortland knows it can do better, but does believe it is a diversified campus, getting more students of color to accept their offers of admission, 6 times the number of students of color on campus since 2003.
Not diverse enough. I'll say this. It's getting more diverse and not as quickly as we would like it to be.
And Pierce said admissions knew about the gap the entire time. Some of the other schools in question, like SUNY Binghamton and SUNY Buffalo, weren't so forthcoming. They shielded themselves behind answers to written questions and canned statements, refusing our repeated requests to go on camera. For SUNY Cortland's student body president, increasing the acceptance rates of black students is as important to her as increasing the overall volume of black students applying to the university.
I believe that if we show more of what we offer here to those students and being more willing to allow these students to come to our school, maybe it will bring up that rate of diversity on our campus.
The answer we still don't know is why. Why there's such a great disparity in the acceptance rates of black and white students, and why SUNY schools like this one are still so white. For some, the answer is simple: systemic racism. For others, it's a SUNY system that's consistently marginalizing communities of color. We asked SUNY directors, and they told us that their process was colorblind. You heard it before, but there's still disparities in the data. We'll continue to ask the tough questions. But for the NCC Spotlight team, I'm Ryan Clark.